Hello and good evening, everyone. I hope whoever is watching can hear me okay and see me okay. Now we'll wait for a short feedback to make sure that the sound is okay and the picture is okay. And I'll be getting ready to start with this free of charge webinar. When it comes to my webinars, it's not a business. I'm not sharing anything with you so I can get something in return. I'm sharing stuff with you because I'm meant to. I'm meant to do that. I'm excited to do that. I'm honored to do that. And I love doing it. Because some people were messaging me and they're asking if there's a price. What's the price? I like, no, nothing, nothing. So what I want to, okay, so Amy said here that this sound and picture is okay. So I'm going to start. Um, I must tell you first that the webinars and the information I provide to you is not a repeated information, meaning it's not like I'm not going to be quoting you sources or books or simply because I like to share my personal experience. The knowledge that each and everyone has is unique. If some of us were able to peek through the veil and see how this universe really operates, spiritually speaking, then it's our obligation to share that perspective. Some people might resonate with that. Some people might try to adapt. Some people might try to act according to what they hear and read in this webinar. And some people will simply receive clues and messages to their own personal soul, meaning they will resonate with some of this stuff so much. And I'll tell you, one of my methods is that not to just read you everything like a professor doing a lecture, but rather letting you read in your own pace, with your own mindset, with your own understanding. Of course, that I will stop here and there at key points that I want to elaborate on because I think it's important. And sometimes I do that, and I know it sounds funny, but I do it to enlighten myself. And the Lord knows I need a lot of enlightenment nowadays. I mean, a minute ago I was running away. I posted a video from rocket attacks and sirens and people screaming, and all I could think about is, you're not canceling, you're not rescheduling. That's supposed to happen. You can never, they say you never appreciate good until you face evil in its purest form, and you also never really know how to do good, or in our case, how to overcome evil. So we're gonna jump right into it, and please, I'd like to ask because I would hate to have people ask questions and me not able to answer right away because I don't want people to think I ignore them, and I'll never do that. So you can ask a question in the end. How long it's going to take, I don't know. I never plan these things ahead. I just speak when it's time to be done and conclude. We'll conclude. And I hear explosions outside. I hope everything's okay. But do me a favor and share this video. So take a chance if you're watching and you share this video. You do it for the simple fact that we're going to reach more people that might benefit from it. And I always like to find those souls that I know I need to connect with, but I'm yet to found them or meet them. Though I have the divine patience, the feeling of connecting with the soul like your own, or a soul that's supposed to interact with you. It's almost like, when you have family reunion on earth, you have also soul reunion on earth. And these are the moments that I love, just, telling my message, spreading my message out there. And we're going to start. Let me see right away. Okay, so it's got sections. When I made that, I divided it to six sections. The last ones are, they're kind of cool because they talk about the angels and their role in protecting us from evil and helping us understanding it. So, like I said, guys, I'm going to read some of this stuff, and I want you guys to also read yourself. I'm going to give you a minute of silence. I don't want to run through this and make it like, I want people to be able to be calm. And if you really want to watch this video, and if you can't watch it right now because you're busy and you can't really, you work or somewhere and you can't pay full attention or you're driving, then I really suggest that maybe you watch it when you are relaxed, because these words and these things here are things based on my experience encountering evil, understanding evil, and battling evil and winning against evil. There's no better feeling in the world, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful souls, than to defeat evil. And you'll know why. So, section one is the nature of evil. I'm working on getting reading glasses because I don't have any. And with the reading glasses, I'll be able to not squint my eyes when I'm getting close to the screen, but to be able to read my own writing for you guys, because I don't want to say there's a lot of thoughts that were an effort put into that. Not at all, but I was so excited. I was so excited because I know that few souls needed that information, or even one soul amongst you. And I'm really, really excited to try to make that connection. So, the nature of evil. In metaphysical and spiritual terms, okay, so everything that we talk about today is on the metaphysical and spiritual realm. Even if some examples will be given, obviously, from this physical life, means that that's the only place we can bring examples from right now, right? Unless you talk about your dreams and past life karma and all that stuff. So, in metaphysical and spiritual terms, evil is often viewed as a lack of spiritual light or positive energy. Okay, let me elaborate on that a little bit. It's like the key sentence for all this webinar is that evil is often viewed as a lack of spiritual light or positive energies. And if you, some of you remember and follow my videos, know that I talk a lot about the balance, okay? The spiritual balance that is so important. Not because if the spiritual balance is jeopardized, we're not going to ascend, or we're not going to awaken, or we're not going to be more spiritual. However, if the spiritual balance is not working properly, then we open, or not we, but the universe opens pathways to a lot of and negative energies that manifest themselves and possess souls. And when I say possess souls, I'm not talking about demonic possession. I'm talking about possess us to do things that we're not supposed to do. It's that driving energy within us make the wrong choice. And none of us living on earth got away with making a wrong choice in their lives. So, in one way or another, this is really what it makes us do. And it can go up to a degree of just being completely, I don't want to say acting like an animal, because animals are beautiful, angelic beings, but acting like a non-human. Some people can lose their human and soul form and do acts that are horrendous. And I don't want to go back and remind what happened here where I'm from at the moment, because we're not going to invite evil into our webinar. We're going to try to expose it. So it's important to understand that it's a lack of light and positive energy. What's positive energy? If you live your life just day to day according to your situation, you most likely will never get full to live fully with positive energy. Because if there is an issue in life, and we're always going to encounter any kind of issue, even if our life is perfect and we're not lacking anything, and we're wealthy, and then all of a sudden some health problems. If not us, it's the parent or the grandpa or the, there's always going to be a turning point in your life that you're going to feel challenged, regardless of how well-being you taking care of, and how beautiful, so-called beautiful life you think you have. It's going to get you. It's going to get you. It's going to come through the cracks. It's going to come through the openings that you leave for it. So evil is just a very big general world, but evil has so many avenues to it. So many. It's like a giant octopus with about millions of different areas that you can take it to and apply. So, hello, Melissa. So, I'm going to continue. Hello, Amy, of course. So, it's essential to understand that evil is not an independent, okay, sentient force. Rather, it's a void where love, compassion, and high vibration are absent. And every time I do sessions with the souls that I speak to one on one, I've helped and they helped me almost 700 people and counting over the course of 2 years. 702 years. It's almost every day, two people via Zoom, and sometimes three people a day from all around the world. And in every session, I used to tell them that there's no such thing as evil on its own. Evil, it's not its own entity. It doesn't feed itself. It doesn't grow itself. It doesn't even decide for itself. It's Evil takes advantage of opportunities that we human beings are manifesting for it. And it's simply the more we are going to lose and distract ourselves from our light. Imagine you are close to a light source, to an aura, to something divine and warm and comforting and loving. And all around that is darkness. Imagine a fire camp in a very dark woods. Some of us who came from the United States and lived in the sticks over there in the Midwest somewhere, we used to do bonfires like in the woods sometimes. It was pitch black, dark, in a way scary at the time. And the more we walked away from the source of light and heat, in that case, a fire, the more we felt the chills, like we felt like our soul, well, I personally felt like my soul is not confident. Not because I was scared that something is going to happen to me, but rather I was scared because my soul wasn't around that light source that it needed. Now, so I tell people there is no such thing as evil. Just like there's no such thing as cold. Cold, it's not something that create itself, but cold mean the absence of heat. When you're away from heat, the further away you are from a heat source, the colder it's going to get, and vice versa. So, hey Melissa, we're going to try and answer questions towards the end, if that's okay with you, because I want to answer all of them. So I'll get to it. And so again, same thing. So darkness and evil is just the absence of good. The further you get away from good and doing good deeds and doing and having even good thoughts and positive thoughts, like I read to you, the further you get from it. And if you want to live a life, and a lot of people love to live a life, feel sorry for themselves with everything, and they can't do that because that's evil. When you feel sorry for yourself, especially, I'm gonna tell you, somebody who's close to me, right? I'm not gonna say who. Every time they face injustice from other people without anything that they have to do with that. I mean, they are on the right there in the situation, but people keep disappointing them. People keep letting them down, being ungrateful, being all that stuff. And then that person who's the victim start feeling bad about themselves and sad. And then you hear like, oh, nobody likes me. Oh, everybody always do this to me. Oh, everybody. And then I say, oh, you're doing it all wrong. Don't feel bad for yourself. If some people try to bring evil in your life, you have a full power and authority to just block it, to stop it right there with with your palm. And if you let that penetrate and get to you, and you feel bad because of others people bad actions, then you need to work on self-love and positive thinking, positive living, positive energy. Energy is a byproduct of our emotions. The energy we create has to come from a small factory deep, 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 deep inside of us that is called our emotions. So let me continue here before I get you guys bored. And I know some of you probably want to get with the stuff, but it's important to stop and explain. Don't want you to just hear it and then forget about it after. I want you to live that text because we all face that, and it's universal. It's not a religious webinar. It's not anything practical that you have to do. Maybe one or two things, but it's you don't have to if you don't want to. But I want to explain evil first, the nature of it, where it's coming from, what is it, why people are evil, why organizations are evil, why terror groups are evil, why is that, why human beings can be evil. So, so without compassion and higher vibrations are absent, the existence of evil serves as a contrast to good. That's it. It's a balancing force. I always tell you in my lives, I call them the balancing energies. I don't like to call it evil because it's almost like when you say evil, you automatically affiliate it with you being punished. Something bad's happening to you, and you shouldn't have something bad's happening to you. Stop thinking in those terms of good and evil, like good and bad. Or no, if you don't want to call it evil, call it the opposite forces, the balancing forces. Because in the end of the day, even the worst of experiences you will experience in this world, in this physical consciousness, there are destined to disappear from your life and removed from your soul. And when you pass from this life, you will not even worry about it anymore. The only thing you'll take with you is memory of home and love. So let's continue. I'll let you read a little bit, guys. This evil serves conscious to allow individuals to make choices and learn important spiritual lessons. Okay? If evil wasn't there, you couldn't make choices. Plain and simple. We were like robots. We would do what's right, what we are programmed to do, and that's it. And everybody's happy. Now, from a metaphysical standpoint, evil can be seen as a necessary aspect of the cosmic duality that underlies the universe. You want me to read it again because it's important to understand. And if somebody doesn't understand, please stop me. Please, please, I beg you to stop me. That way I know you really want to resonate with it. Stop me and I'll stop and repeat myself or answer a question. But as far as that goes, from a metaphysical standpoint, and remember, when you are in the spiritual playground, you have to think, feel, dream, I don't know what, everything metaphysical. Otherwise, you will not be able to connect. So, from a metaphysical standpoint, evil can be seen as a necessary aspect of the cosmic duality, which is things are above us, it's the collective. And the duality is, other words, balance, coexistence. Okay? Duality, the universe that underlines the universe. Okay? The interplay between light and dark, good and evil, is a fundamental part of the spiritual journey. We can't escape it. We should be flattered. And I know it sounds weird, and especially if people are personally affected by evil, you can't tell them, hey, it's a good thing in the end of the day. You can, but if they don't have they need to have their moment to mourn. So what I'm trying to say is that it's part of our spiritual journey. Not only its part, the balance, the light and darkness, fear and courage, good and evil. We cannot thrive and ascend as souls without all four of them or six of them presence in our lives. Some people, evil plays a major role in their lives, and some souls choose to submit to evil and have evil run them as its master. And then they get in gang and groups of destructive angels. That's how they're called. People call them demons. They're destructive angels. And what they're trying to distract, not the soul. They're trying to distract the balance, the principle of duality. Every part wants a little more over the other part. It's always been like that throughout history. It's always been like that since the first day of creation, when the snake was there, Adam and Eve, all these stories that you know about. It's all when evil first started showing itself. And then came the free choice. Fundamental part of spiritual journey through facing, okay. It is through facing and transcending these contrasts that individuals can grow and evolve spiritually. Bottom line, I tell people all the time, and they give me like a funny look when I do sessions with them one-on-one. I'm like, listen, look at your things that you're having in your life, especially when you're not to blame for them, but your life is challenging. And you're like, it's not just challenging, it's terrible. Well, don't call it terrible, and I'll tell you why later. No, it's terrible. I don't want to live. It's horrific. And I tell them, okay, it might be all of the above, but it's still your journey to ascension. It's the only journey to ascension. It's if it was a factory, and then you have to go through a process in the factory. Even if that process in the factory is not pleasant, it's still a one tiny process, or one big process, depends your soul contract. But it's a process to ascension. You can't avoid it. There is no shortcut, evil-free road or navigation to ascension. You already ascended. Just stay in the world of souls. Don't need to come here. If you're not ready or willing to confront evil, you wouldn't be coming here. Part of the soul contract is between the soul, between the divine light, the original light, the origin light, the creator, God, whatever you want to name it. It's your choice. I name it God. The contract between your soul and God says that you are willing to take upon yourself the evil, the atrocities, the challenges, the happy moments, the loving moments, the sad moments, all of that package. Are you willing to take it, live it, manifest it, feel it, and still try to grow at the same time spiritually? The soul says yes. And then until evil comes in the picture and distracts us. So facing, transcending, okay, so it's the transcendence, like we're going up and up and up in our spiritual level. These contrasts, the individual can grow and evolve spiritually. So we have to have the bad and good, the good and bad, them together. Not only bad too, because if you only have bad, you never have hope. You don't believe in your soul. You just, people with major depression. Like I have PTSD, severe PTSD. So I would have the anxiety part of it, but not the depression and the helplessness, because I wouldn't be able to broadcast. How can I help people see the light if my life is darkness? But at some point, when I had my accident, when I first starting to spiritually grow, I was facing evil. I would like a face off, like two boxers are facing off. I used to sit and lay in bed when all these, when it rains, it pours type of challenges that happened in my life, and it attacked me almost in every angle. If it wasn't me, it was my family. If it was my family, it was my health. If it was my marriage, my this, my dad, and kids, and it's like, wow, chaos. But then I understood what I'm dealing with, what are my weaknesses, where the evil can just try to manipulate me, what choices I need to make, You know, when they say willpower, people with willpower, what does that mean? They have the willpower to not overeat and lose weight. They have it's them gathering the soul to shield itself completely from evil penetrating. So I'm going to move on to slide number 2, which is also section number 2. And hopefully, before I answer questions, Melissa, you will understand some of the stuff because some of these sections are following the previous one, and they try to connect. I try to connect them as much as I can. Section 2, manifestation of evil. How does that thing that we just learned about comes into our life? Do we invite it? Does it invite itself? Or two other options. It's the direct result of our choices and action, or it's part of our life contract. Okay? So I'm going to start. Our emotions have a profound impact on our spiritual and metaphysical experience. Just the other day, I was talking about our emotions, how our emotions manifest. Anything above the emotions. If you go there with passion, for example, I have a passion for meditation and yoga. So because of my passion and how cool it is, and I sit there and I follow the instructor and I do it on my own, and I'm able to feel elevated. So now I can manifest things. Maybe, not necessarily. Same for everything, not just yoga, even praying. I know that some people pray, but they don't really believe in what they're praying. They pray because, okay, that's just another way to maybe save the situation. So I'll pray. I have no idea what it's supposed to do. I have no idea what I'm praying for, who I'm praying for, who I'm praying towards, but I'm going to do it. And there's some people who believe with every bottom of their soul in their prayers. There's these people, for example, me. When I really pray, I need to pray, I cry. My soul cries. My soul cries, and I believe that I know when God watches and his angels for him watch people cry, genuinely cry, either from sadness, because cry from sadness is a form of prayer. When we cry from sadness, we also talk to ourselves. We want the situation that caused us to cry from sadness to either improve or go away. But there is not just empty crying. When it's emotional crying, and look, I'm using the word emotions. I can also cry because somebody slapped me and it hurts. The only emotional part here will be the embarrassment, but it's not, it's a characteristic thing. It's not an emotion. When you pray, for example, for a miracle, you have a child that's suffering from something and needs a miracle, a child, and you feel as a parent so hopeless and helpless and scared, and all of a sudden that prayer comes out of you with tears running down your eyes. Now you're showing emotion, and now you can manifest. Our emotions have a profound impact on our spiritual and metaphysical experience. Negative emotions like fear, anger, and hatred can act as gateways to the manifestation of evil energies. I always repeat that. If you remember and you follow me long enough, we're opening the portals, aka gateways, aka the blinds, removing the curtain. Our emotions have a secret magic and power in it. The only person recommended on the Bible, and later on he was kicked out of the Bible, because by doing that, it shows that really people back then didn't need a Bible to ascend to the afterlife, to other realms, and come back to earth to tell about it. But that person later on became an angel, an archangel, because of that. So if I was talking first negative emotions, exactly. Fear, anger, hatred. And I want to repeat it. When you're scared, anything, you can be scared of anything. Scared to fail a test. We all have levels of fear, moments of when we need to be afraid and reactions. I mean, how we react while we are in fear. But I'm not just not talking about letting you get over fear, anger, and hatred. I want to teach you about the consequences, the massive consequences on your spiritual journey that these things have. And what does it have to do with evil? Is because when we are afraid, when we are angry, and I would even do angry first, even though fear and anger are two major blocks in spiritual ascension. A lot of people ask me, I have blocks. What do I do to get over my blocks? And I was like, what are your blocks? Like, I don't know. I came to you to find out my blocks. Well, I always tell people the blocks there are only a few of them, a handful of them that are fundamental, they are universal, they're collective for every soul. When we follow these paths, we are connecting our emotions, and from that, we are manifesting good or manifesting evil. So, one last time, negative emotions like fear, anger, and hatred. Don't hate people. Don't hate people. I know that it's a natural instinct to hate whoever wants to hurt you or whoever hates you, so you want to kind of hate them back, so you're even. Whoever talked bad about you, whoever, and some people hate for no reason. Look at the Nazis, look at whatever now Hamas, like they just hate one another for no reason. Nobody done anything. I mean, they hate. When you hate, you open a pathway, a gateway, a portal. When we are angry, when you are angry, not we, it's everybody read it, listen to this, and watch this webinar and think about yourself, not about us as a group or collective. When you are afraid, when you are angry, when you are hating, it can act as gateways, aka portals, to the manifestation of evil energies. So now you are welcome, unwelcomed, and unpleasant guests, spiritual guests into your life. When we allow these emotions to dominate our consciousness, we definitely open portals to lower vibrational energies. Now we open portals to lower vibrational energies. Now it's not just evil. Now we are putting ourselves putting our soul contract in jeopardy, at risk. Part of a free choice is not I want an apple over a banana, or I like blonde over brunettes. Or this is not free choice. This is your ego telling you what it wants most in this physical world. Free choice, if you haven't uh, known that yet, is to choose not to be scared over being scared, is to choose not to be angry over being angry, and is to choose not to hate over hate. And if you look at the three, fear, anger, and hatred are the things, the emotions that are the hardest to control. I can put you in a room with 10,000, I don't know, fire ants, so two lions, okay? Non domesticated lions. And I can get you in there, but before I get you in that room, I'll tell you listen, do not be afraid. Could you control it? Could you ever control that fear? I can tell you, listen, God forbid, your wife or husband are in the emergency room, they just had an accident, but listen, everything's going to be okay. We're going to do our best and we're going to save her or him. Can they tell you not to be afraid? Fear doesn't ask you whether to come in or not into your life. It's your job to lock the door, or at least to understand that fear is not a dangerous thing. It's not a something that can consume you. Exactly, it's a muscle. Thank you, Melissa. It's a muscle. So same with anger. Anger is something so hard to get over. So hard, especially when people make us angry. They do it so we can get angry, especially when it involves other person. If I bump my head in a, I don't know, in a door frame, I'm gonna be angry at myself. But usually I don't talk about it like for months. Hey, I bumped my head, door head up. Hey, you evil door. No. But if a friend hurt me so much to a point that I feel like I hate that person. What they did to me is unforgivable. Like I hate them. And then there are the people that hate for no reason because they're jealous. So I hate them because they have it and I don't. So it's easy to say I hate, and they believe themselves. And when you say those things, when you're scared, when you're hating, when you feared, you open portals for demons, for evil, for destructive angels. Be careful with that, guys. These portals are real. They're real. They can be opened in a collective measure, or they can be opened only because we open them individually. And I'm sure you heard about that. The law of attraction, widely recognized spiritual principle, plays a role here. Okay, so everybody, I hope, is familiar with the law of attraction. But it's not about that. It plays a role here too with the good and evil, like attracts, like, so if we focus on negative emotions, we attract corresponding negative energies into our lives. That's the law of attraction. The way you make your bed at night, the way you sleep, whatever you cook, and how hard you work to cook a meal for you for the day, that's what you're going to enjoy. But our soul is so powerful and our emotions are connected to our soul. So if we trigger our emotions, we actually following the law of attraction, and we're going to focus on negative emotions. We're going to produce negative energies into our lives. I tell people it's going to manifest itself and attack you. And the way it manifested itself, you can unmanifest it by doing the complete opposite. Because you need to focus on the positive. You focus on the positive, you make miracles. You focus on the negative, you're inviting negative energies into our lives. And I was trying to be a non-intimidating when I did this webinar because I wanted to call them negative emotions, okay, and negative energies versus evil demons and evil eye and all these things. These are terms that they used in the old ages where they didn't know how to describe it, but that, when people saw people that had schizophrenia, and even schizophrenia was around for, right, since the beginning of time, automatically used to say these people are possessed with some sort of a negative energy or demon or something. And I agree with them. I always think spiritually. I agree with them. There's some people, and I feel so bad when I worked at the prison. I also worked at the psych ward, and there were people there that I could tell myself that their soul could not even express itself. They were consumed by evil, and they were treated like they were evil, like their souls were evil. So you don't really get the positive. You don't get the actual remedy for what you have. They just give you a bunch of medications to the inmates back then. I used to escort the nurse when she gave it through the cells. So they give them tons of medications to make them pretty much like zombies, but nobody's helping them get rid of the evil. I know some pastors and stuff go to prisons and rabbis, and they do good for inmates, which is beautiful. But that's not your target audience. You go to the psych ward and you see people there that used to tell me that they heard whispers in their ears in 7 or 8 different languages, and all of them were just cuss words, threats, bringing that person down, telling them they'll rot in jail. And these people are stuck in a loop. If you don't believe me, go one day and visit a closed psych wards when they have people who are supposed to be dangerous to themselves and society, and they're very, very, very high level of schizophrenia and other psychiatric phenomenon. These people, they're surrounded and trapped by destructive angels, and they need the proper help because they're not getting help medically. They're just getting their symptoms under control, which is also evil. To not give a soul what it needs is choosing evil over choosing good. Every time you choose the opposite of what's good for something, you take part in evil and you also open portals. Well, let me continue. So we did the law of attraction, push negative energies into our lives. This is why maintaining emotional balance and cultivating positive emotion is crucial for safeguarding our spiritual well-being. And it's a very, very important word. Safeguard your spiritual well-being. You're going to need it. We are in a generation that you're going to need it the most. And you have to have it in a tip-top shape. So take it from me. I fought these wars. My whole soul contract is to came here for global spiritual awakenings, for major events, for prophetic events, for heavenly wars. That's my job. That's why I came into this world. And I wish for everybody to know your role and your goal and have a spiritual, well-being life, well-balanced, like you say, well-balanced diet, have a well-balanced spiritual life. We are in section 3 out of 6. Evil and collective awakening. Okay? Now look, I'm at the place right now when collective awakening is going off the roof. And it has to do with evil as well. Good is easy. Good is our natural instinct. Evil is something that it's a foreign energy to our soul that we welcome, we invite. It's like you meet this friend, you don't really know him in school, but his background is a really, really naughty, bad kid who's done many, many bad things. But you knew in the school and you invite that person for a slumber party, you want them to sleep over, stay the night. You wake up in the morning, half your stuff is stolen. It happens sometimes. Well, you invited him. You should have found out more about him before you did. Later on, he found out he does it to everybody. He just steals. So we have to understand in our emotions the ability to ascend to higher realms of consciousness, in our emotions to bring the most destructive angels into our lives. We can complain about them. We summon them with our thoughts, emotions, feelings, fear, hatred, and whatnot. From a spiritual perspective, collective awakening often emerges in response to shared challenges. Now, in Israel, where I'm having a spiritual awakening and a collective awakening. Okay, everybody. If you know what happened in this country before this war, just up to 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, we were about to go into a civil war here in Israel over like a judicial reforms, politics. I don't know about these things, but we were supposed to have a civil war. People like hated each other. This country was torn to pieces. Come the war, come the massacre, come the spiritual awakening. Everybody now are together, making food, supporting, building, fixing buildings that were ruined, giving food to soldiers, doing amazing like free concerts. The whole country became one, united around good deeds, help, volunteering, and it's amazing to see how we can change shift. So Often emerges in response to shared challenges, including experiences of evil and adversary. These experiences can act as a catalyst for profound shifts in collective consciousness. So remember, I talked about the shift in consciousness. Remember that? Remember, I talked about that? That's the shift that I was talking about. For instance, during times of war, because that's where I'm at right now, pandemics, and I spoke about it, or other crises, humanity often experience, okay, heightened sense of unity and compassion because this is who we really are. We need to be pushed with the challenge to wake up to who we are. That's in the collective aspect. There's also the personal one. They go hand to hand. The principle is the same principle, but you know that the world is going to come to its complete change and shift and cosmic change is when you spiritually awaken up, and a lot of people are, and the collective is waking up. The world, the energy, the universe is stirring, is rumbling. Angels are no longer visiting us in and out. Angels are now here to stay until everything is over. And this is why I'm so happy and feel protected every day. I go fearless. I'm disabled. I'm in the war. I don't know if I'm going to jump out of the car, if I have to duck. It's very hard for me. I'm not supposed to bend for 5 more months. But yet I go with my head up high, with divine trust, with light, with happiness, with chills, with the jitters. Do you know why? Because I present that the same streets, the same realm that I'm walking, some powerful angels are walking with me, with all of us. So we talk about during time of war, pandemics, and learn, question, challenges, events, we go deeply introspection and collective growth, leading to an expanded awareness of the interconnectedness of all beings. Okay, so these things also act as a reminder that we are all connected. If we think that our life is just selfish and we keep to ourselves, then we have something major, and then it will make us depend on one another. But sometimes, like I said, we have our own challenges in battling our own evil. And that is something we have to do on our own. But the outcome is the same outcome. It's going to be a rebirth, and it's going to be salvation, and it's going to be something amazing. As long as you're willing to go through the challenges fearless, angryless, and all these things we spoke about. Now we're moving to section 4. Now, demons from um, a metaphysical perspective. Ellen, you're welcome. Demons from a metaphysical perspective. If I were to write this as other energies or opposite energies from metaphysics, you would get confused because we're used to terms that people tell us in movies, in churches, in places. But you know what? In spirituality, you can't pick and choose what aspect. I mean, you got to look at the whole package. I know it's a sets of beliefs, but talking about demons and angels as spiritual beings, once you know you have a soul, it's not that out of the ordinary. It's part of it. You can't pick and choose what to believe. If you go spiritual, one of the things that symbolizes spirituality in our soul is the Ein Sof, which is the endlessness. Like we're everything and everywhere. We know all the secrets. We hold no fear. That's who we really are. Now you describe person in the resume, or the police want to describe the suspect. Yeah, we have a white male, 5'5", and they're wearing this one. It's the same thing. It's the very, very same thing. So, demons, as traditionally understood, okay, can be reinterpreted from a metaphysical viewpoint. They are not necessarily external. Listen to this. They are not necessarily external. What does that mean? I'm telling you now, based on my knowledge, that they're not. Excuse me. They're not external at all. The reason is because they're only allowed to operate in this physical consciousness. A demon will not mess with you when you are in higher realms of consciousness. You pass that. You pass that. You don't. It doesn't exist. It's not allowed there. You try to walk into a surgery room with jeans, a coat, and a lot of mud and dust and dirt on you because you came from the outside and it was raining and muddy, but you're a surgeon. You go to the surgery room and be like, "Sir, excuse us. You're going to have to go change clothes, sanitize yourself, apply all the protective gear. You're not just allowed here. This is a sterile environment." Same thing with evil. Evil is not allowed in a sterile environment. But I don't want to say unfortunately, fortunately, when we are here as humans, it's not sterile. It's the furthest from being sterile. Our job is to make it, sterilize it as much as we can. So they're not necessarily external, but rather they're symbolic representations of our inner conflicts, fear, and negative energies. Meaning, demons are manifested by us. We are like the creator because we are part of the creator. And if you're part of the creator, you can do parts of what the creator can do, which is create. Not only we create children in the physical world, not only we create a project or create a brand or create whatever we create, what's most important is creating it and manifesting it from your soul and emotions. You pave the next chapter of your life. So demons are entities, but they're symbolic representations, meaning like it's how your fears, conflicts, and negative energies and depression and whatnot, how they just with those, they almost like a breathing ground for the demons to be manifested or born, and it happens usually between 1 to 2:59 a.m. every night. That's their time. That's their time. In a metaphysical sense, confronting one's inner demons involves acknowledging and addressing the unresolved issues, negative patterns within oneself. Understand who you are. Sometimes good people, good soul friends will point out what's wrong with you because they know that you're blind. A lot of people are blind to what's going on with themselves. That's why they go to therapy. That's why they go to a friend. They're too much emotionally involved and biased towards themselves, so they need somebody to tell them what they need to do because our main nature, our soul knows what it wants to encourage other people to live better, to talk better, to feel better, to do better. Is because we know as souls that if they don't, they're going to bring demons, not just towards themselves, because of the interconnectedness. Once somebody opens a portal or pathway to a demon, the demon runs loose. The demon runs loose. There's sometimes you hear in tragic either accidents or events, some of them, the vast majority of them is part of our soul contract, but some of them is just a butterfly effect or ripple effect of somebody opening a door for these demons to enter. I want you guys to read a little bit and repeat that. That's why I'm having those pauses. I want you guys, whoever's watching, read it again, every letter. See that letter as a living thing. Look at yourself as an angel standing, or two angels, or four angels standing all around you, watching you. Read that. And once you read that, your soul gets familiar, re-familiar with that. And I promise you that you'll be able to skip any either intentional or unintentional evil that somehow was able to punch a hole into our world and come here uninvited. Okay, we need to move to the next one. I think it's one before next. All right. Section 5, original idea, the mirror of evil. Now, I wanted to give you guys some practice that I used to do, and based on what happened to me, and I've encountered many spiritual battles. Some stayed in the spiritual realm, which was, by the way, way more terrifying, way more draining. Like when you are in your soul and you have to fight something that is also just like you, meaning infinite or invisible, and that opponent of yours, when it comes to evil, it knows all your weaknesses. When somebody else is, when you need to defend from physical evil, most of the time the physical evil won't have the advantage of knowing what your weaknesses are. But when we're talking spiritual, you're going to be manipulated unless you're strong in faith. So I've came with this method that I've been doing. The mirror of evil. And here's how it works. The concept of the mirror of evil is a unique and triggering perspective. In this framework, evil serves as a mirror, reflecting back to us our acknowledged or suppressed emotions and negative aspects. Watch it, it reflects to you, you face it. You know what they say about evil? Face it. Face it one on one, face it with no fear, and it will disappear just as fast as it came. It invites us to explore our inner landscapes and confront the shadows within. When you look at that mirror, like a regular mirror, when you stand in front of the mirror, what do you do usually? Because we all, not all of us, but most of us, live still in a physical, materialistical, TikTok, YouTube, Bicol, all that Kesed money, Teslas, whatever people talk about. Every time I go out, that's all I talk about. I have siblings who are not spiritual, and I sit there and I'm like, what are they talking about? That's not even Chinese. They're talking about materialism. That's a new language. All they do is either gossip on he said, she said about themselves, their looks, and materialistic things. I feel so sorry for the emptiness that my own siblings have in some of their souls, but I love them. I send light to them. I pray for them. And it's their journey. Who am I to judge? So let's go back to the concept. Trust me, it's the subject before the last, and I'm glad you're able to stick around. It's important, and I would love for you in the end of this video to share this video. If any of you share this video, it can reach so many other souls. Now, what did you do? You click the button, and it's not me who enlightened those souls. It's because of you. You shared it to people, I don't know. You are the ones who shed light or spread light using this video. So it invites us to explore our inner landscapes and confront the shadow within. By engaging with this mirror, individuals have an opportunity to embark on a profound journey of self-discovery. So you take this mirror thing. So instead of looking at yourself, you look at the mirror in the physical world. I was getting into it, and I got distracted. You look at a miracle in the physical world. All you care about how your hair looks, how your body looks, your clothes look good on you. Are you fatter today? Are you skinnier today? But you measure yourself. You get to be one with yourself. You get to just stare at yourself and approve yourself. Am I worthy of leaving the house right now? I think so. I'm going. Do I need 20 more minutes to get myself ready? Okay, I'll do it. I'm going. But imagine My beautiful, beautiful, dear souls. Imagine we can look at that very mirror, and instead of just checking the physical, you would create an effect of an X-ray machine or a CT scan to your soul, and you would confront. You can tell yourself, you know what, I need to be better with this person. You know what, I need to talk less about that person. You know what, I don't give enough to those who really need me. I need to. And that's what you think as you're looking at yourself in the eye. The mirror is just a symbol of reflection between you and your higher self, you and the higher realms. And if you look at yourself and then you start reciting that you're a good person, you're reciting that you're happy, you're reciting that you're hopeful, that you're courageous, do it and see what happens. Meditation practice that help individuals gain clarity about their inner conflicts. So you get the clarity you need. A lot of people will go to psychologists. Tell me what my conflicts are, Mr. Psychologist. And then the psychologist takes a paper, asks a million questions, then goes to the books and goes to statistics and try to find a solution. Either do this or go to counseling. You talk counseling, the counselor will not talk to you about the metaphysical. That's not their job. They'll talk to you about how you need to change your physical lifestyle in order to feel better spiritually. I do the complete opposite. You fix the spiritual lifestyle, or at least you're getting aware. You just know who you are. Do what you want to do, but know where you're playing. What's your playground? What's your, I don't want to say battlefield, but where are you associating yourself? Are you in this journey or on that journey? Important. So engage with that mirror, guys. Engage with that concept. Read it because it's my concept. So the mirror can show you, okay, can show you all the stuff that nobody knows about you but you. All the stuff that you know you need to fix, and it's stronger than you. You know that you're angry sometimes, and you keep promising yourself not to be angry around your loved ones, and to continue to be angry. Work on it. Go in that mirror. Because that mirror, after you admit your flaws, that mirror will reveal to you your qualities. Measure to measure. It's all balanced. Slide number 6. Oh, I do have 7 and 8. Okay. Very interesting one. Section 6. Angels and how they help against evil. Told you that angels are protectors. There's some degrees of evils that we cannot, with our power in this physical body still affected by ego, we cannot come close to mess with these type of manifestations of evil. Then we need the angels. If you need angels to help you against evil, that means there are other angels who are in charge to produce evil are going to be colliding head on with the angels who are supposed to protect mankind. And these are the angels who take the looks of mankind, the archangels and the watchers. Okay, so let me start in simpler terms. Let's talk about how angels fit into this picture when it comes to dealing with evil from a spiritual viewpoint. Angels as protectors. Think of angels as your spiritual protector. They watch over you, offer guidance and support. When I said the angels are everlasting, it's because they watch over you like a satellite, even when you sleep, even when you're at the taking your haircut, even you're driving, no matter where, they're always there to watch over you. And now they're present, by the way. It's a side note. So again, angels are protectors. Think about it. They'll protect you. They're not here to hurt you. They're here to protect you. Think of angels as your spiritual protector. They watch over you and offer guidance. Why do they offer guidance and not give you guidance? Because they want you to meet them halfway. First, they want you to know they exist. Then they want you to know that their powers are real. They want you to know that you believe in your own power to meet with them and know that what you're doing now is strictly spiritually, and doubt or fear or disbelief are not allowed. To watch over you, not for guidance and support, helping you stay away from negative influences and evil vibes. And again, for the third or fourth time, I'm telling you in the webinar, it's your emotions, it's your vibes, it's your thoughts. I always say, think good, you'll manifest good. Think bad, you'll manifest bad. So, from negative influence and evil vibes, when you reach out to them, I told you, you gotta meet them halfway. You gotta ask for their help. You can't just expect they're gonna come like a superhero, like a Spider-Man with some Spider-Man senses that he just knows somebody needs help and the angels are just showing up. No, reach out. Not reach out by prayer only. Reach out by doing something that's going to leave you spiritually worthy enough to be in the presence of an angel. Because some people can see angels and just pass out and have a heart attack from fear. Not from fear, from overwhelming, for being overwhelmed with what's going on, with everything that they know about this physical world is all of a sudden the complete opposite and more. Oof, I'm getting goosebumps. The advantages helping you stay away from negative influence. When you reach out to them with your pure heart, I forgot to mention that. Don't just reach the angels to be like, okay, I want to see if that thing works. Let me just summon my angels. Let me pure heart and pure intentions. You can't fool them. You can only fool yourself. You can't even fool your soul. You can only fool your ego. You got to remember that. You can only lie and say you're gonna lie to yourself. Just lie to yourself. You don't lie to yourself. Your soul knows everything. You lie to your ego and you feed your ego in its main journey to cover up your soul and makes you feel you don't have one. Now, today, when I had a vision about Archangel Metatron, all I saw around him, because he's made out of light, but was flames in that color here, in the turquoise, baby blue. I'm colorblind, so I don't know if it's green, turquoise, or blue, or baby blue. But I wanted to highlight that because these things are very important when it comes to you knowing what angels are capable of doing. And again, all of these processes in the work with angels and why do we even need them to interfere here? Well, because of evil. Not evil that formed somewhere in the darkness out there and is against us, but it's the evil that we create and manifest. We create them in hundreds. When somebody goes in the street, sees an old lady going shopping, just an innocent, sweet old lady, and decide to just snatch her purse and take off running, and all she had there is her last money. She doesn't know how to use a cell phone. She had a little notebook with important numbers that she'll never be able to recover. And that person just wanted an easy target and just took it. What do you think? What kind of evil is that? Hmm? It's people's choice. That's an evil that wasn't forced. That's an evil that somebody wanted to do, commit, because the ego told them to. The opposite energies. Catholicism took it to extreme. It's Satan and Satan coming and with a, but it's it's same principle. It's true. Okay, so turning negativity into positivity. Now we practice. Now, after we know what evil is, we want to try to either combat it or avoid it. But I'll tell you another thing. As long as we are in this physical body, in this physical world, we have a chip. And we have a chip under the soul, and that chip called the ego, and that means that it's always there, like a GPS tracker. Anywhere we go, that ego is going to go with us and try us and test us. And again, even that is a good role. Even that is run by angels. evil is also operated behind the scene by angels. So turning negativity into positivity. Angels have this superior, sorry, angel have this superpower to turn bad vibes into good ones. Again, angels have that superpower to turn bad vibes into good ones. They help you transform negative energy into something more positive. So when you're going through tough times or feeling down, they're here, they're there to help you see the silver lining and grow from your experience. That's exactly what happened to me when I was spiritually transforming in the first 2 or 3 years. I didn't know I was going through turbulence. I was in the eye of the storm, and Angel Michael was there to help me take all my pain and turn it into hope. All my disappointment turn me into even a more trustworthy of a person. All the negative energy, all the negative energies and fear and not wanting to live anymore. And I had 2 suicide attempts when I was spiritual awakening. You're not gonna believe. Because of my PTSD, I felt like nightmares. I felt like I wanted to go home. And maybe my soul did need to go home and wanted to put up a show, to put an act, because it craves the infinity, the divine light. Awakening and growth. Angels play a role in walking you up to new insights about yourself and the world. Why do you think I created this page? What, to make money off Facebook? I don't even monetize my stuff, even though I can. To become this famous spiritual figure that people will go and interview you and make you this, pump you. No. It's my spiritual, religious, moral soul contract. It's my obligation to have new insights about myself and the world. Like, I do this just to give you new insights about yourselves, myself, and the world, and you do the math. A lot of the time when we don't get to wake, but somebody sparks us with some good idea or good insight, it's all we need. And I always tell people to tell me, "Oh, you had a near-death experience, man. I wish I had one." It's like, why? Well, so I can also see the sights, and I can be convinced beyond any shadow of a doubt that there's no death. I said, "I'll tell you what you need to do. You work." I said, "Yes." I said, "Do you have coworker?" I said, "Yes." "Do they have different roles?" I said, "Of course." So it's like, who's the lowest pay grade there? Of course, he wasn't comfortable answering it, and I wasn't comfortable asking. But I just asked, who's the lowest paid employee here? He's like, "Well, these 2 ladies here." He's like, "What's their names?" Like, "I don't know. Nobody's talking to them. They're cleaning. They're doing their thing, and we're doing our thing." I said, "From now on, for the next 21 days, not only you greet these people and ask how they're doing, even though nobody else talks to them, because they're just cleaning, they barely speak English, and they take off. Every day, come down from your office, even look for them, appreciate them for their work, ask how they're doing, and smile." And it's like, and then not only you'll see angels, but the angels will come to you, tap on your back, and tell you, "Thank you. Thank you. You just you just done what I was supposed to do, and you've done even a better job because you're a human, and people can be impacted by good, nice, kind acts." Before I continue, one last thing. Thank you for sticking around. I was in a shopping market here in Israel, and we're in a war. So I walk with sticks, with two sticks. I walk with them, and I can't stand for more than 3 minutes before I have to sit because of pain. So I go with my wife, and we get the shopping cart full to the best of our ability. And then because it was so chaotic, we had to wait almost an hour in queue, in the line, an hour and a half. Tons of people, nobody even, there's no order. I'm there, and I'm starting to have pain. My wife started, it's like, oh, be patient. I'm patient. I just, oh, why don't you go to the car and I'll wait here for you. I'll help. And I see this gentleman standing there. I guess he was a foreign Indian or something. He had literally like three products, three things. Nobody would let him go through. He only had three items. We all had like full carts. And he wasn't even complaining about that. He was just understanding it and standing in his line, standing in his line. I saw him, I spotted him, and I said, come here. He's like, no, he started to explain me. I only have a few things. I was like, don't explain me. I know what you have. Come here. Go before me. Nobody will tell you anything. The smile that he had on his face, the glow that gentleman had in his eyes, the sincere thank you after this, the humility, the humbleness. And there's people behind me say, wow, you let him go? And it's like, yeah, I let him go. Of course I let him go. I said, good deeds are here in these little small things. I don't care that you just bought like 500 laptops and gave it to some. Okay, it's big, it's nice if you can afford it. But every day we are presented with opportunities to defeat evil. And what are the angels tell us? What I wrote here. Angels play a role of walking you up to new insights about yourselves and the world. They're like, listen, go that journey and you'll be fine. That's the guidance. They guide you to face your fears and challenges, which can be a path to personal growth. When the world faces tough times, they also nudge us towards coming together, showing love and understanding each other better, just like I'm experiencing here in the war. Same thing. It's a global event, they come to help. It's a spiritual, personal event, they come to help. Balancing the cosmic scale. Okay, one day I'm going to do a live just about that. You have to understand everything here is the foundation is on balance. You interrupt the balance, you cause some very, very unclear chain of events that are both spiritual and physical. It can cause huge confusion, and it's going to be very hard restoring that balance. Usually, restoring that balance, meaning natural disasters, wars, and because there's a lot of souls there that had a karmatic debt and they could not fulfill it. So there's a lot of frustration, there's a lot of negative energies. Pretty much a lot of people in the world, even people who sit in prisons, even people who plan to attack other people or plan crimes, they sit there and all they do is manifest and open the gate to so many negative energies, so many demons, so many, and again, and it's just, it doesn't skip us. Like when you fight that, you're going to have to confront it, because once it makes contact with you, it never leaves you. And as long as you're breathing and have a heart and brain and nervous system and everything in your body, the ego is there in every corner. Together for the world. Okay, so balancing the cosmic scale. Imagine angels are cosmic peacekeepers, and they are peacekeepers. They help keep the balance between good and evil in the universe. So when it comes to major evil, something that it's like completely metaphysical that we are not supposed to mess with while we're in this world, that's why you have the angels for that. And the number one soldier, Angel Michael. Angel Michael makes sure no evil penetrate the veil and messing up with people's brains. So how do you explain evil in this world? It's the people who choose to do it. They encourage us to embrace love. And again, all these qualities that money can buy. If angels encourage you to do it, why don't you encourage yourself to do it? That's meeting the angels halfway. So they encourage us to embrace love, forgiveness, and becoming better people. That's our main purpose in life, to become better people. When things get tough, calling on an angel can help you find your way. It's not calling, it's meeting halfway. Working together. I think it's the last one, I'm not sure. Angels are like your partners on your spiritual journey. Not are like, they are your partners. They encourage you to focus on the positive feelings like love, gratitude, and kindness. By doing this, you can build a protective shield against evil. Everybody who asked me today, how do I get to my angels? How do the angels protect me? How do I, I'm here, I have rockets flying over my head. I'm protected by the angels. You establish a connection. My emotions are aligned with them. That's it. People ask me, "Are you like all this life you're going through, and you have kids in America that have no money?" I have an agreement with my soul that we are both aware of what's going on here. We're going to take fear out of the equation. We're going to take, and I'm a human. Don't get me wrong. We all get, but the key is to minimize it. The key is to have the balance, so there's more light, there's more love, there's more courage than there is fear and darkness and all that stuff. Once you know how to control it, you do it. Angels are like your partners on your spiritual journey. They encourage you to focus on positive feelings like love, gratitude, and kindness. Gratitude towards who? People who do for you. Always appreciate in your heart what they do. And gratitude towards the Creator and the Divine, that you wake up every morning, that you're able to look at your kids' eyes, that you're able to bring money home. A lot of people take everything for granted. We're people, we're humans, we rule the world. Everything is provided. Yeah, one nuclear weapon and good luck with being provided. Or you, God forbid, getting a throat cancer or something like that. And I'm saying these terrible extreme situations to show you that, hey, we're going to need to appreciate now what we might not have soon. They encourage you to focus on positive feelings like love, gratitude, and kindness. I've read it like 10 times. I'm sorry. By doing this, you can build a protective shield against evil. They will shield you against evil, guys. They will shield you against evil. It's a team effort. I told you, meet them halfway. It's a team effort where you and the angels work together for a better world and a better world for yourself. So that was the content of understanding evil. The next one, I don't know when, because I still have to do one on Angel Michael, but the next one will be the types of evil as far as beings, angels, and what they're capable of doing, and how we can cause evil when in reality we don't mean to. And that's called evil eye, and cause good. So, if anybody have questions, please feel free in the next let's see, a couple of minutes to ask them. It's pretty late here in Israel. I also do a lot of other things, and I have a radio interview tomorrow at 6 a.m. and a session. And it's Friday. It's a short day, and hopefully they're talking about escalation tomorrow. But it's evil. What did I tell you? Positive thinking. Positive thinking. Positive thinking. It's all you need. A lot of people's like, we need angelic music to manifest them. No, the angelic music will get you to be so relaxed, so pure, so calm, so your emotions can come into place. Okay. Are there some shadow people? Bad. I know not all are. What harms can they do if so? They do nothing unless you let them. If by the time you have evil entities, and we always do, think about, you are in an apartment, all your blinds are closed, you have a lot of suites at home, all your doors are closed, but at the same time, there are like swarms of mosquitoes and flies and fruit flies. They migrated here outside, and they're just there everywhere. All you need is to open a little crack in your window, in your blind, You're gonna have thousands of them just settling in your home. Nobody can touch you once you remove fear, have gratitude, have positive energies. Like I told you a week ago when the war started, I'm going to be a light in the midst of chaos. That's what I choose to do. Free choice is not strawberry ice cream or pineapple popsicle. No. It's to choose to go against what you're supposed to feel. It's to choose to love even though all conditions are not there for love. It's to choose to be optimistic even though the whole universe is telling you you shouldn't be. It's your journey, your choice. Look at yourself at the mirror. Try to find the soul in it. Plan your day, not based on how people look at you in your new clothes and you want to show up. Don't be one of those. Be who you want to be. Dress how you want to dress. But don't do it for the sake of what other people think of you. Because I talked to you about some points here of what brings evil into our lives, but living your life according to what people think, making your decisions according to what people would say about that, trying your best to even be someone you're not for the sake of pleasing other people. That not only the not it's not only the not recommended thing to do, but it also invites evil. Don't jeopardize everything you compromise your happiness and free will and what you really want to do. When you compromise it, it can be for something or for someone. You just open up a huge path for evil. Nothing good's going to come out of it. I would like to know more about angels. Can you do a live talking about who they are so we can work with them? Didn't I do angels the other day? See, I do these lives and sessions, and I know it's a spiritual thing because I forget all of it. Forget names, forget faces, forget subjects. I speak. I speak, and the only reason I put that PowerPoint there is that because you don't always understand my accent, I want you to read it yourself. And if you can take pictures of it or some of the stuff that was on the screen written when the live is over, and you can definitely watch it again. But yeah, I will go about angels, but angels, to have a webinar about angels and describing them, it's like me being a marine biologist, and then I will say, okay, I'm going to do a live for an hour and a half, where I'm going to cover every creature in the oceans, both above the ocean, swimming in the ocean, and the bottom of the oceans. That's exactly the equivalent of just doing an angel live. I think that what I need to do a series of archangels lives where I can tell their qualities, what they're supposed to be, what they're supposed to do, and especially those who are in charge of mankind. These angels were created so they can travel between the two worlds, understand the world of the material, understand the world of the spiritual, and guide. Simply guide. So, guys, thank you so much. For your prayers, your support. You know that we're having very challenging times here. Very challenging times here, but that's how I'm going to leave it at challenging. Because when I have a challenge, I never quit until I overcome that challenge. I have a family to protect. I have family in America of children. The youngest is 7. Who keep hearing here and there about the war and stuff. He wants me back. He said, Dad, I want you to teach me. And there's a lot of knowledge that if I want to give something, I want to give it to my kids. My wife, I told her today, I said, I don't try to get everybody depressed, but when I cry when nobody knows. So what are you crying for? Missing my kids. Not missing my kids because I'm not optimistic I'm going to see them again when this war is over, if this war is over and if I'm alive. But missing my kids on the soul level. being around them so they can enlighten me, so they can now be my missing puzzle piece to even take it further. I also want to ask, because I've decided to do something that it's going to be, I started it with my first two podcasts. Anybody here who's watching, if you know somebody else who want to be participating in my podcast, meaning they want to speak about their angle of spirituality, their experiences, their expertise. And no, it doesn't have to be a near death experience. You can tell me anything from I saw a butterfly come in here and laying in my palm, or I saw this and I saw that. I think my house is haunted. All these things, I'm willing to talk to you. I'm willing to have a podcast with you. I want quote unquote simple people to speak. I want people who are not celebrities, and even that subject, that theme of our spirituality already is commercialized. They don't go hand to hand. It's complete opposites. It's like I'm going to sell jars of oxygen. I put oxygen in jars and be like, here, give me 500 likes, you'll get an oxygen with jar, meaning spirituality. You know, I think you told me about the blue light. Yeah, what do you think? I picked that purple. And by the way, I don't know if you can see because it's got a background, but see if I can. I don't know if I can do it or not. But stage. Anyways, you see these moons above me in tall purple. A friend of mine who's a righteous soul, very righteous soul, she designed it to me based on my vision after my accident. I was in my bed. My bed was in the bottom, and I was laying on my back, and I looked up, and I could see. If you see in the top of the screen, you see these moons. There's seven of them actually. There's one in the middle and three smaller ones in the sides. And in my dream, I looked at it and I felt like this electromagnetic force just pulling me like a magnet, pulling me to that middle full moon. And at first, it was like, okay, I'm going to towards something amazing. But the more the closer I get to that moon, the fear in me, like the butterfly, it's not a fear that like something that you confronting something bad, but it's like a fear of known, a fear that you feel like out of control, like you're in an airplane and they're just taking off full throttles and you're about to take off and you like stick to your seat and you just, okay, let's pray that everything goes well. So that's what I felt. And the second I got close and almost touched that full moon, I woke up. Day after, I had vision of Archangel Michael. So it's not a dream, it's messages. I get messages daily. And I'm so honored to say it. And I'm not saying this to brag here in front of you. I'm saying this to inspire you. Nothing I want more from you, beautiful souls who I know resonate. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And it's always every time with somebody else because people work, people do this and that. And I always encourage go and watch it when you are free, when nothing else bothers you, because it will allow you to almost approach this live video from a meditation point of view when everything is relaxed in you and you can actually tap into your emotions while you're hearing my words. While you're hearing my words. Let's see. More questions. Princess Scott, hello. Hi, Mike. Yes, I agree with an overview of the archangels. Thank you in all you do. Blessing to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And really, it's not about agreeing. It's not really agreeing about them. It's knowing them. It's how you, Francis or Francis, how you see them. I just want to find stuff we have in common in order so we all know, like, okay, this is who they are, this is what they are, this is what they do to us, this is how they enter our lives, this is how we can meet them halfway. But the way to do it, the timing to get there, the effort to get there, the will to get there, it's solely yours. Amy, I have many questions and I'm so confused about so many things now. I was raised up in a religion that I believed wholeheartedly until I for more truth, prayed for more truth, and now it seems the floodgates have opened, much more so confusing. Okay. Amy, I'll tell you, confusion is one of the major symptoms for spiritual awakening. Confusion. When you're confused, that means you're awakening. Something's going on. Something's changing in a metaphysical level, and it will create, in a physical level, a sense of confusion. Now, I don't know what religion you grew up in, but if you're talking about our subject here, most, if not all, main religion believe in that or know that. But again, religion should work for you. You don't, okay, you don't follow religion, religion should follow you. Because religion is just another avenue for you to tap to your soul, make a connection, and then once it's established, you take it anywhere you want from there. You can go all the way to just be a good person who hand candies to kids every weekend, or you can be somebody who like Enoch, which is which what I want to do and I wish I could do is be able to travel between dimensions, in and out, come down to earth, come up there, and I know it's possible. You, you talk to your angels, Francis, like from the place of emotions, you meet them halfway, you manifest them. It's important, guys. It's important. They want us to not talk to them, they want us to summon them, to call them. Even if it's one of the smallest thing, you gotta call them and you gotta reach out to them, call them, and also make sure that they're here. And treat people the way you want to be treated, of course. That's fundamental. That's kindness. That's spiritual awakening. Everything good, the most amazing, powerful spiritual awakening tools or behaviors that you can do are also they are found in the most simplest things. Very simple. So in the supermarket, this guy was like, "Can I go before you? I got two things." Like, sure, please. I will not let you not go before me. And prior to coming to me, that gentleman went and tried his luck somewhere else. And everybody's like, no, we also in a hurry. We also have stuff. We've been waiting. Ego, 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 ego. What does it bother me? He's got 4 products. You can go check out. I'll take a minute. He'll be happy. I'll be happy that I was able to make him happy. And everybody's happy. It can happen here. It can happen in the gas station. You can see somebody stuck in the middle of the road. And if it's safe, you can offer to help. Every time. Don't wait for an opportunity to do a good deed. Actively search to do a good deed. I do these things so the angels will come to me and guide me, so the angels will almost be assigned to me. I feel their presence, and I know that they feel mine. And I know that I'm part, and we all are part of a generation that's going to experience a great cosmic transformation. When I say cosmic transformation, I mean our souls as a collective are going to stay souls, but we're going to just remodel this whole place spiritually. One more thing I forgot to mention about battling evil. Sing. Sing or listen to music and sing. When you sing from that part of your soul, from your heart, from your stomach, from your body, you can close your eyes and your soul is completely somewhere else. Your soul is treated. When you sing and produce sounds and musical notes powerful enough, they can penetrate and create even a bigger opening between the worlds and push all the demons and destructive angels away with the power of music. Only good, only increased good can be successful against evil. You will not beat evil with surrender. You will not beat evil with a battle. You can't battle these spiritual beings, not in this physical body. You can beat ego, but doing amazing spiritual things, amazing act of kindness, like live like an angel, do what the angel would expect from you. And the angel is really important. They are the mediators, they are the delivery people between us and the divine, which we all are going to sooner or later connect to. That's the story. Have moments of silence with yourselves. When you have those moments of silence, start thinking through here. Slowly close your eyes, and each thing that has a heavy burden on your mind, like school, bills, that, this, remove slowly. Remove and stay completely focused and calm. Go all the way down to your emotions and start manifesting. Start manifesting. I believe that the people who are watching this live now and the people who are going to watch it, the replay later, were handpicked by God to be accessing this webinar. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I was able to share with you almost 2 hours of webinar and talking about evil. Once you understand evil, you know how to, I don't even want to say defeat it. You'll know how to purify it. So thank you so much. Before I close this, I'm going to ask for, almost beg for your kindness, for you to open your heart and at least share our information. See if some good people want to help us escape the war zone. You guys see, post videos. It's no joke. There's a lot of things we still need to go before we go to America. A lot of fees, a lot of private doctors. We might have to go somewhere else to a different country to do interview and come back and then go back to America. And here I am disabled. I can't afford all these things, and we still in America have to find a place to stay, a house to buy. So it's tough, but it's blessed. My life is a roller coaster, and I would have never changed it, anything in the world. So if you do want to help us, um, I said helping, sharing it is just as important as donating. It doesn't matter what you do, what you donate, you share light. And I want you to help us reach other people's light, because we didn't even know it's a month in a war zone. Like, we can't believe how fast time goes and how it consumed us every single day. And if I wouldn't come here to do the soul guide thing with you guys, I would probably hibernate and read a book, one of my spiritual books, and just not do anything. But it's a mission, it's a goal, it's a task, and I will always do that. All I want for you guys is to be happy, and I don't even know you. All I want you guys is to be loving and loved, and I don't even know you. And all I want you guys more than anything is to connect to your soul, to your inner self, and to be able to interact with angels and the divine. And I don't need to know you from that. I'm connected to you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much. You are all appreciated. Like I said, if you have any questions, if you want to talk to me personally, if you want to do a session, if you want to donate, you can go here I'm going to leave that screen. Okay, this is the screen. You can help us. We would appreciate if you helped us. And and that's it, because it's really, really, really important. And it's a good deed, and you're going to help children reunite with their father, and you're going to help a family saving their lives. Because when we go back to America, I'm going to take the Soul Guide to the next level and do things for some people, of course, for free. I never charge, ever. When people want to donate or tip or whatever, it's on them. It's an act of kindness. But I'll never turn away anyone because they can't afford a session. So if anybody wants to talk one on one without everyone in the group seeing, like now, when everyone needs advice, I'm always here for you. Always here for you. So thank you so much, guys, for watching and listening. I had a blast. And I'll see you in the next live. Thank you.